All right, welcome back to the channel. As some of you may know from my recent stream, the IMNerdpodcast is hosting what is going to be referred to as the Frozen Soul Cup. And this is going to be an Edison tournament with a modified ban list. The special rule is that you can only use one of each card in your deck. So again, it's like Highlander style if you ever play Magic the Gathering. It's a really fun alternative to the format that we all love already. And I figured I'd do something special with this one because the way this tournament even came about is I was streaming a couple weeks ago, and one of the supporters of the YouTube channel and the supporters of the IMNerdpodcast decided to gift $100 in super chats. And I was like, okay, I'm going to use this for a tournament. His name happens to be Frozen Soul, hence the name Frozen Soul Cup. So that was the beginning of it. And then I was streaming again last night and he donated another $100. I think he actually donated like $130 last night. So I was like, okay, well, at this point, we're now at $200 in pricing. So the IMNerdpodcast is going to put $100 of our money into the pot as well. And so now we have a $300 cash prize tournament. And the way you enter is you need to be a part of the IMNerdpodcast Discord. So we have our own Discord, obviously, and the only way that you can get into our Discord is through our Patreon. So our Patreon gets you access to the Discord channel, and then we run online locals. A lot of you guys probably know that already, but if you don't know, I do online locals every once in a while, usually throughout the week. I try to do one or two a week and then stream them. They're usually $5, and then I pay out all of the money to the people in the Discord server who actually win and top them. So it has the feel of like, you know, your actual local that you would go to. You pay your entry fee and then you get prizes based on the number of people that enter. So for the online locals, we don't keep any of the money or anything like that. And then for the Frozen Soul Cup, we're not collecting an entry fee at all. The only thing that you have to do is be a part of the Patreon, which gets you into our Discord server, and then you can play in this tournament absolutely free once you're in it. There will be a link to our Patreon in the description below. There's actually a link to the Patreon at the bottom of every video, so check that out. So this is what our Patreon actually looks like. When you first go onto it, it's going to show you that you can become a member. We already have 86 people currently active as members in our Patreon, so thank you guys so much for the support. And there are 298 different pieces of content on here, including video versions of our podcast. We have things like Deck Doctor, Shadow Game, coaching sessions, all types of stuff. If you look down here, you can see that there's all these different tiers. So the NPC tier is the one that is the cheapest, and it gets you into the Discord server. And it's just kind of like a general support of the IMNerdpodcast. Is somebody who may not want to invest too much, but does want to show their support. They do want to be a part of the Discord server. So join the NPC tier if that's you. Party member tier is where you start getting extra episodes of the podcast every month that are exclusively on Patreon. And there's a lot of other perks that you can read here. And then we have more tiers, like our main character and optional boss tiers. So you can read through these, but there's a lot of different benefits that you get from joining the Patreon at these different tiers. Currently, there are 4 that you can actually join. But yeah, that's the only criteria to actually play in the Frozen Soul Cup. You need to be in the Discord. And this is true with every online Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, no matter who's running it. You have to be in the respective Discord in order to play in that tournament. Now, as for what I meant about the special rule where you can only use one of each card. So this is a sample deck list. I was showing this on stream last night. This is basically like a hero zombie build that I was playing around with, and Stango has something very similar. But if you notice, there's one of every card in the deck. So this makes deck building really complicated, and it also is a much more skillful format, in my opinion, just because you have to be very, very knowledgeable about what has and hasn't been used yet by your opponent and what you think they might be on, and you have to make all kinds of different reads. To put it in simple terms, I like to think of it as every card is Mirror Force and Torrential, because you know how when you see Mirror Force in your opponent's graveyard, you're not afraid to attack with your monsters anymore, and when you see Torrential in the graveyard, you're not afraid to summon anymore. Every card has that same feeling now, because once you see it in the graveyard, you know that there isn't another copy coming at any point during the game. So yeah, your entire deck has to be one of each card that you play. I know a lot of people in our Discord server have already started to build their decks and play test them. I know Stango was play testing with OG the other day. A True Hero has been building his deck and play testing. One of our other good friends, Luke Feeney, is also doing the same thing. So it seems like people are actually enthusiastic about this, especially in the IMNerdpodcast Discord server already. I see people asking for playtest partners and all types of stuff. So this is going to be huge. This is actually one of the biggest prizes for an online Yu-Gi-Oh tournament ever. Like, it's $300, and that's already more than most of the online Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments usually. And it really came unexpectedly. It's all donated money, and then we're putting in $100 of our own money. And also, the prize pool could actually increase. So if we keep getting more donations towards this, I'll keep increasing the prize pool. If you're interested in donating, just shoot me a message or comment, reach out to me, and I'll let you know how you can. But yeah, we're already at $300, and the tournament is not until October 28th. so there are 3 weeks between now and then. So plenty of time for the prize pool to actually go higher if people want to contribute to it. Also, I just want to say that I'm a person who's very top heavy when it comes to prizing. So first place at all the tournaments that I've thrown so far have gotten 50% of the total prize pool. So that means that right now, first place is already $150 cash. There's no bullshit. There's no gimmicks. You will be sent a Cash App or PayPal, however your preferred payment method, of $150 if you win. And if the prize keeps going up, again, if we make it to $500, then you will be getting $250 for winning. And then second, third, and fourth, it'll scale down from there. And then depending on the turnout, we'll also decide how we're going to distribute the prizing from there. So if it's a small turnout, then we'll just give prizing to top 4. But if it's a big turnout, then we'll do top 8, so forth and so on. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this, and I hope you guys are too. So spread the word, let people know. October 28th, 12 p.m. Eastern time, whatever that is in your time zone, the Frozen Soul Cup, an Edison format tournament where you can only use one of each card in your deck. And also, before I leave you, I'm going to share a nice exhibition match between OG and Stango, so you can actually see 2 decks in the Frozen Soul format going at it. Also, special shout out to Frozen Soul for even getting this whole thing started with your donations. I really appreciate that, and I just want to reinvest all of that money into the community. So this is really fun for me. I enjoy doing this, and yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you want to watch the exhibition match, stick around.